Super. So if you saw me giving two thumbs up for more than 5 seconds, that's because I'm waiting for a better thumbnail in case it's used whenever I share this video. So good to see everyone. I know it's been extremely long, but then long in terms of timelines, but it's good to see that people continue to enjoy some common conversations which are interesting and possibly better than all that we see online. Barring a few episodes, I mean, let's not be judgmental on things that we see online. I think we have to put in an element of rationality, or rather, put in an element of a very important point, put in a filter of what we should be seeing and what we should not be falling prey to. Having said that, and after all that sermons, good to be back. Good to be doing a live session after extremely long. But then there aren't no particular reasons, but there's enough on the plate in terms of writing books. Surprise, surprise. It's also a lot of anthologies, a lot of poetries, a lot of contributions, and thankfully leading to a lot of awards that have come in. But then, no use tooting my horn because this is just a start. So, how was the opportunity to write a book? Amazing. I think I never gave myself a chance of completing a book whatsoever because work, life, and play kept each and every one of us busy. So, I think it's good to realize that you have the potential, and if you can apply or rather invest 15 to 20 days of your time, or sometimes even lesser. So, if you can put in a good 14 days or rather 20 days, you can complete a book. It doesn't really matter the number of pages, but yes, if you can do that for a consistent period, you will be able to touch 50 to 75 pages. And I think that's a good enough attempt because 75 pages or anything about 50 takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of research. It involves a lot of reading because that's the only way you can assimilate your thoughts. And then, thanks to so many other platforms, you can uh, pass them through grammar checks. You can also pass them through uh, better sentence formations. And then, of course, you can pass them through a lot of online tools to ensure they're plagiarism free, extremely important. And of course, they also give value to the reader. So, extremely important. Having said that, I think a lot of us have themes in our minds, but we tend to let them go because of the daily rigmarole in life. And I think it's important to catch hold of them. Catch hold of them because I think once this in your mind, they sort of travel that entire course, they reach right at the surfboard, or rather, right at the tip of your head, and then suddenly vanish. It's happened to me. I'm sure it happens to a lot of other people as well. Having said that, each one of us, and this is just my opinion, so feel free to negate it, feel free to scratch it off. But I'm pretty sure a lot of us have, on a daily basis, at least uh, 15 to 20, 15 to 20, but nothing lesser. So 15 to 20 of such themes that we have in our mind, and which could be as raw as what life is about, can be as raw as that, and it can be as raw as doing things in a better manner. I mean, those live life in better ways sort of things. Furthermore, what do you think is important? The other thing was important is a reality check. A reality check will definitely help you because it'll help you put in a plan. Number one, it'll help you place yourself in a manner where you know what you can achieve, and well, let's put it simple. Let's put it simpler. You start with something, you put in a plan, and you wait for that thought or that first few thoughts to come together. I use the word coagulate because sometimes it's worth using that word. It's not easy to coagulate thoughts. I mean, because all of these thoughts are across different sections of your brain or your intellect, inverted commas. So probably you coagulate them, you put them into one woolen ball of great thoughts, and you finally put them to paper. Sorry, I am from that generation who wrote a lot of examinations on paper. So put them on paper, then you also probably send them onto your laptop, the very same laptop that I'm using right now. You run them through the checks and balances that I mentioned about. Ensure that you write at least 150 to 200 words per day. Anything beyond that is amazing. So start with that. Push yourself to do that continuously over a week. Yeah, a week, 10 days. And then see those results. You will be awed by what you can achieve in a matter of in real time also. What's happening on the other side? Of course, a lot of us have been seeing videos of the G20 summit and the successful conduct by a country like ours, which is India, and how successfully, sorry for that pronunciation issue, how successfully they've been able to host uh, host 20 countries, host 20 countries and their premiers and their family members, and speak on great topics which are future forward and have the potential to create a better world for each and every one of us, improve the economics, improve social infrastructure, improve digital public infrastructure, and enhance cooperation between at least the first 20 plus the African Union, which has joined us. So great going by the leadership team at the helm, at the government, because for this to happen and to receive everyone's consensus, I think speaks volumes of the effort they have from a diplomacy standpoint. And that's great to see, great to hear, great to witness, great to see a lot of people, national and international, speak about the ability of leadership which is germinated from India, and also puts a country like ours on the world map because people know that they have the potential to hold a summit which can define the next decade or probably 2 decades. You never know. Definitely 2 decades. Probably it'll take us to our centenary celebrations and go together with the focus of growing economies around us as well as supplementing economies that have grown before us. So that'll be brilliant. And there's nothing like cooperation in a world where we're sort of divided, too divisive. That'll put us on the world map, and it'll also improve the image. Not that we've definitely had issues in the image of our country, but then successfully hosting a great event like this of international importance speaks volumes of what of the planning that the team had done, and it puts us on, probably places us in a pedestal, but then we shouldn't be using a megaphone to keep shouting about it. We should take it step by step from here, because if you can replicate that in the years, if you replicate the very same success, or maybe up the ante, plus one or plus five or plus 10 success that you received in this particular event, I think a lot of other countries will come back, return to a country like ours for guidance and improve relations between us and them. So that's a lot about G20. Talking about sports, then of course, a lot of talk about the Asia Cup, which was scheduled, rescheduled, had rain delays, but then some great performances put in by our chaps. So everyone's happy. I mean, just a month before the actual World Cup, you are seeing a team return back to form or something closer to better form. So it's good to see that. Plus, the advantage of having a World Cup or a premier sporting event in a country like us, where at least a billion people are crazy for the sport, I think we have our chances. And like a lot of your cricketers or cricket analysts and commentators say, it's about reaching the final four. And then if you have a great day, the finals. And if you have an extraordinary day, you lift the cup. So possibilities are endless. Of course, in between, we've squeezed in the Asian Games in between. So I think a lot of our athletes will be participating in sports, team sports, as well as individuals. So the men and women who form the contingent that are going to the Asian Games, I think you have your task cut out, but you all are made of some amazing metal. So prove your metal, bring home those medals, show that we are a sporting nation that people have to take seriously, and then set the tone for the next 20 years. Because if a Neeraj Chopra can set the tone for javelin, or rather athletics, to find prominence, then I think we have potential. It's about, if the first 1,000 are into sports right now, and if you bring back laurels, the next 10,000 will be ready. They will look at it as a medium to create a successful career. Number one, they will also look at it as a platform to be proud about their country and bring laurels. Extremely simple. We'll keep it as simple as that, because once it's like this, it's like the old tagline, or rather the uh, old tagline that one of those chip manufacturers, by chip I mean the potato chips one. So you could just can't stop at one. I think I think there was also a cola company which used Dil Mangi More, which translates to the heart needs just a little more. So keep giving us goosebumps, keep giving us results, and we wish you well. I know not a lot of your sports have facilities in our country, but then once you start, I think there are millions to look at you, emulate you, use your success as a springboard for their success, etc., and move on. That brings me to a lot of other things, but then I think let's assimilate our thoughts, compile them, and probably give ourselves a reality check of what's happening. How can we improve ourselves daily? Which seems as simple as it is. It seems simple, but it isn't really. And keep looking ahead, or keep looking above, so for a spiritual force that will support you in all that you do. Continue promoting yourself as a good person, or rather continue promoting positivity, because that's what a lot of us need, or rather everyone needs. because you vibe positively, it sort of reverberates and has a ripple effect to 10 more people. Then you keep multiplying that by a factor of 10. And then before you know it, everyone's in a positive mood and things are going on smoothly. Let's continue our conversation at some point in time later. Till then, thank you for listening because it's been fun doing this. And hopefully, this will keep me, or rather, prevent me, or rather, make me read on because staying current is essential and staying updated through new sources of learning and online programs is even more essential. So keep learning, keep inspiring, and continue doing amazing things. Till we meet again next time, Harry hears you, and it's bye bye from the Harry Rockers channel.